So lovely getting to like revisit all the memories of that special place just now. I saw some comments in the chat while you were sharing, Michelle, and everyone's just going, "Oh, I want to be back there." Yeah, I totally resonated with what you said about there's a lot of dancing and there's also a lot of lying down because I think that's like one of the things that I really took away. Like I moved through so much and I got so much learning, but I just felt so rested, so rejuvenated, and yeah, so restored from having that time to be in that incredible nature and just constantly drinking it all in the open air dance floor. Even though we had the shelter, it was just like you were there. You know you're dancing with the ocean and all the luscious surrounds. And oh, I did find it really yeah, really powerful in terms of the openness that everybody had in our cohort too, and those connections that I made are still so strong just from the intimacy that we had. And yeah, always so grateful for your holding in that way, Michelle, because it is that really open space where you can really share your truths and be with some of the things that we struggle with. And yeah, just always felt that you were able to cohesively carry the group. There was that harmony and that safety of being able to be in process. And yeah, your your skill and your being in holding that is just this magic kind of gel that does bring it all together. And the soothing nature of your voice and your solidness and your wisdom and your insights have been, yeah, just such a valuable anchor for me in my journey. Yeah, and yeah, so I can highly recommend taking the time out to gift yourself that opportunity to rejuvenate and be in beautiful hands with Michelle. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, great.
Thank you, sweetie. Yeah. And Emma's a teacher in Fremantle too. So if anyone wants to be learning Wu Dao, because I'm not teaching in Fremantle at the moment, you can always go to Emma's class at the corner store on a
Yeah,
Thursday evening, isn't it? 6:30?
yeah,
Yeah, she has
that's
a
right.
gorgeous class. Yeah, it's a
It's a
beautiful.
beautiful space, a beautiful group. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Em. That's gorgeous. Yeah, thank you. Um, Anyone else would like to share a bit about maybe what you got out of it or how you were when you went in? Because that's always a good thing to let other people know who'd like to come, the changes that you made. Because I've been there with you and I know that there were lots. So if
Okay.
anyone wants to share about that, that'd be awesome.
Okay, I will, Michelle, if you like.
My sister.
Yes. I'll own up. I'm a sister, very skeptical, not a great believer in the alternative, but went to Bali on Michelle's encouragement because I was sort of at a crossroads in my life. And it was so powerful. It was amazing. We had such a beautiful time, met such lovely women, were so supportive. It was, it brings teeth smiles thinking about it, but it was life-changing for me. It made me, I wanted peace. I came out with peace. I came out in a better space. I was able to look at my life in a different way. Didn't know that was possible. So it's a beautiful experience. I'm not a very good dancer, but we just gave it our best shot, and it was lovely. It was soothing, peaceful, relaxing. Um, the meditations and the dances, they just led you to a place where you could drop your shit and move on. And that was really good for me. So thanks, Michelle. This was lovely.
My pleasure. It took some cajoling to get her there. I said, you don't have to dance if you don't want to. You can just lie around and look at the ocean. You don't have to dance. But you did, you danced every day, didn't you? But seeing the changes for Simone, because it was pretty wild, and it was really powerful. That it's flowed onto your life, hasn't it, Simone?
Yeah, so in a much better space now. Yeah, I'm just using what I know, speaking my truth, being honest. Yeah, much better place. And I made good friends.
Yeah, thank you for coming, and thank you for coming to Bali with me and trusting me.
Yeah, good job, big sis.
Mish,
Yep.
I might say my piece while I've.
Please, Mandy.
All right. Michelle made me come. Michelle and I have been friends for 40 years. We danced together forever and a day, and we already had a beautiful friendship. And I didn't really understand what she did. And let me give you the tip. I don't really get half this shit, right? For me, I don't really think on the same wavelength that a lot of people that went on this retreat think like. And I can see Lee laughing at me because she'll be saying, it's a sign. I'm like, it's not a bloody sign. I got out of the car with Michelle on one side of me and my friend Sean on the other, and I was saying, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And I'm so glad I went. I said to Mish, I am one hot mess. There is no way 7 days is going to touch the sides of this shit, and I'm not really open to it. I literally spent the first day and a half going, oh my God, what am I doing? She's going to make me follow my finger around the room. And she actually looked at me and said, are you saying what the fuck? And I said, yes, I am. It took me a little bit to get myself to relax and trust. And thank God I have her in my life, because she let me do that in a really safe space, which I'm really grateful for. Since I've been home, I am living my best life. I still have to deal with a truckload of disaster that unfolds around me every 5 minutes, but I do it in a calmer, more peaceful, controlled way that I manage much better. And I'm very grateful for that. So, and you can see I'm an emotional nutcase. I really enjoyed the retreat. I got a lot out of stuff I just didn't think would be me. And I'm glad I trusted the process and my friend. So the nice thing is I made 7 other friends along the way, which we still keep in touch and have a nice relationship with. And I look forward to going back and doing another retreat with new people and making new experiences. The food was great. The location was amazing. Even that took me a little bit to get used to, because I come out of a different kind of, I just come from the other side of the island where I'd been in 5-star, waited on hand and foot. This was not like that. And it took me a little bit of time to switch my brain over. But I'm so glad I got to snorkel and breathe air and go to the temple and make chakra beads and sit and just chat, because the chat sometimes continued on from the day's process, and it was delightful and it was easy, and you could take as much or as little of it as you wanted to take from it. So Mish, thank you for a great experience. I encourage anyone who has not been on retreat to go, and if you've been on one, you should go on another one, because I think we all need to have that refresher and rebuilder of those blocks that remind us how to do better. And you get that there. So thank you. And that is my emotional tribute over and done with. Thank you.
Thank you. And because we're such old friends, it was just also very humbling to have you there, and such a treat, an absolute treat. And I'm just so thrilled of all the changes that you were able to make moving into your life, because they were really big ones. And we won't go into the details, because every journey is, every person's got their own story, and some of them are personal, but it was powerful and deep. And I'm thrilled that you were able to come and share. Can't wait till the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I should go after Mandy. That's where we usually go. One of us confesses and then the other. Look, I went to the retreat with a completely open mind. I had 3 weeks booked in Bali and a week in the middle with no idea of what I would do. And Michelle's retreat came on my Facebook and I showed my daughter and went, "Is this a scam?" To which she hunted and went, "No, this looks completely legitimate and fantastic and you go and do this, Mum." So I had, my husband had passed away not too long before the retreat, and being able to breathe was quite difficult. And so I went with an open heart and arrived a day early to get myself ready to be there. And then along came this car full of laughing, fabulous women that all fell out in a pile with laughter and bags. And from there we went, and it was just this group of amazing people facilitated by the beautifulness of Michelle. And we danced and we ate and we sang and we swam and it was amazing. What I learned from the dance was that the trauma and the panic of losing my husband didn't need to come home with me. And I had actually had his ashes there, so I let them go off out in the beach one morning and left all of that behind. And while I'm still a basket case, I breathe.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and that was the ladies, and that was Michelle, and that was the healing of Candidasa, which I now probably think is right up there with my favourite place on the island.
Beautiful, Lee.
Thank you, darling.
My pleasure, Lee. It was lovely to meet you and connect with you and share it with you. Come
Oh,
again.
our group was just amazing. Everybody had a different story. Everybody was there for a different reason, yet collectively, I think we all healed a little bit of each other and gave each other the strength to go out in the world. And Michelle gave us some tools to keep going out in the world again. And I very much look forward to when we go back again.
Awesome. Look forward to it too.
And anyone with a shot, it's not a scam. You should just go. Just go and do it. Yeah.
Thank you, Lee. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
Cheers.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. You.
I was just going to say that I came back with lots of amazing plans for different things, like with teaching Wu Dao and for myself, and I've had to pivot just with my husband being unwell for about 6 months, but the thing is that we're sort of coming through the end of it, and then I'm looking forward to coming back again at some point this year, just to surrender lots of things and just have time for me again, because as I've shared on a number of occasions when we're there, is that, having 4 boys and a husband relying on you, you sort of forget about yourself. And so often coming to the retreat was just an absolute me time, where if I wanted to think about myself, I could, or think about nothing, I could. It's just a chance to recalibrate and just go through all the different processes that we go through, and it's just amazing. And just one other thing I wanted to share was that, which might, hopefully be a nice story for someone to know about, was that each time I've come, I've had things that I wanted to bring into the dancing, and I found that that was so good for my soul. And one in particular was that my mum passed away about 3 or 4 years ago, and I was really disappointed when we did the ashes with the family. And I always had this, thing that it was going to, be free, Mum, because she had sort of been trapped in her own body for many, many years. And when we did this thing, my sister insisted on having this this box that Mum was in, and instead of it being like, you know, be free, she just got stuck in this seaweed, and I was so disappointed. So anyway, in Bali, I imagined that she'd floated from where we'd said goodbye to her, that she'd floated out in the ocean, and all that week she was watching me dance. And that very last day that we danced, I just loved it because Mum was there with me, and, you know, I was able to let go of that awful thing of feeling that she was trapped. So I felt that she was free like I was. So bring all your stuff and let it go in your dances is what I would say to a lot of people that might be thinking.
Okay, try that
There we
now.
go.
Okay, great. I was just wanting to follow up on what you were saying, because I went in, you know, completely clean slate, I think, as I mentioned before. But for me, and I think this would be a word of encouragement for anyone who wants to go, it's not hard, okay? This is not tricky, it's not hard, it's not complex, although it's hard. Actually, it is. It's incredibly complex, but in a way that you don't feel. It's just an incredibly intuitive and natural process. Like the dancing is intuitive. It's I find that still, you know, I don't do this very much, but every time I do, I go, oh yeah, that's right. This is what I'm meant to be doing. You know, this is what's supposed to be happening at this minute, in my body at this moment. And I think that goes more across the whole board as well. So I really loved the way that the whole of Wudao is structured. It moves very easily from point to point, makes sense, you know, like you go, oh, okay, this is good, this makes sense to me, you know, and natural. I mean, a natural, organic, intuitive, and when things are those, you know that it's right. You know, it actually works for you. Yeah. And that you're working properly through it, I guess. That's me.
Thank you, Kath. It's great to see your face too. Jilly, thank you.
Hi, Michelle. I feel like I could talk forever about Wu Dao, but nothing I could say would do it justice. I feel that, well, I've been 3 times, and my biggest burning question is how many times can I come before you get sick of me coming? But I love it going to sleep with the sound of the waves, and I wake up all through the night, and I love it because I can look at the stars and write down my dreams. And then by the second to last or the last night, I don't dream. It's all been processed. I just sleep beautifully, and I sleep through, and I wake up refreshed, and I leave Bali just waiting till I get to go back again. It's such a beautiful experience. I truly think you've created the most magic experience, and anyone who has even a thought to go, I would say just don't try and think it through, just do it if you have any thought that you might like it. And the power of it is that so much pain or stagnation can be processed without having to think it through. You don't have to do circles in your brain trying to get an answer out. It can just go. And I hold that thought a lot of times when I'm having a strong feeling that might be a little overreactive to the situation. And I still love doing Wu Dao, and I'm still trying to buy the resort for you. And I hope to see you there soon.
Oh, thank you, Jilly. It's been awesome. You can come as many times as you like. I will never be
Thank
sick
you.
of you, I promise.
I will.